I became a man. It was the worst thing that could happen to a pampered 10-year-old boy. 8 o'clock in the evening, storm raging outside, homework still undone, home all alone. From time to time, I would hear the roar of an auto rickshaws engine and rush to the front door of our house in Quezon City, Philippines, hoping to see my mother arriving home. But it was always someone else's mum or dad. I liked to think of myself as a grown man, but fear was eating away at my bravado. The storm grew stronger. The lights went off. The clock struck 9. Then the phone rang. I swallowed my sobs and answered. It was Mum.
Hello, Carlo?
She began.
I'm still...
Where are you? I interrupted, fully aware that my nervousness was unbecoming for a grown-up.
I'm here, in Glory's with your brother.
I knew that Glory supermarket was only 5 minutes from our house. What time will you be home? I asked.
Unless we get a ride, you shouldn't expect us anytime soon.
Why don't you take an auto rickshaw home?
The auto rickshaw drivers won't accept any passengers from here.
Walk?
Through that flood? I don't think so. That's why I called.
I braced myself.
Get your raincoat, hail an auto and fetch us.
Stunned, I couldn't utter a word. My mother continued.
Carlo, is that okay with you?
Was it okay with me? Was she kidding? It was raining hard. It was dark and thunder roared every minute. Not that I was scared, but I was only 10. Who knew what danger awaited me out there in the dark? Sure, no problem, I replied. I put the phone down. I couldn't believe I had said yes. I wanted to call back to say I couldn't do it, but then I stopped. Do grown men shrink away from challenges? No, and I was a grown man. Right then I resolved to face the impossible challenge that lay before me. To commute to a department store 5 minutes from home. I put on my yellow raincoat and stepped out of the house. The chilly wind hit me in the face and the rain pounded me. Lightning streaked across the sky and thunder boomed. I was scared. I hadn't taken a public transport before and I didn't know what to do. I recalled reading stories about kidnappers disguised as auto drivers. I started to walk back to my house when an auto pulled up beside me. Boy, do you need a ride? The driver asked. I hesitated. The driver wore a transparent raincoat 10 sizes too big and had a mustache. I remembered action films where the bad guys sported a mustache. I wanted to say no, but I knew I might not get another auto. Are you getting in or not? The driver asked as the auto's engine hummed impatiently. Yes, to Glory's, I said finally. As we pulled away, I became frantic with worry. What if the driver was a kidnapper? What if he decided to drop me off and I couldn't find my mother or my way back home? I didn't know what to do. I began to pray. It didn't stop me from trembling, but it did ease my fears. The minutes flew by, and soon we reached Glory's. My mother saw me. She took my brother Paolo, who was 9, by her left hand and carried their umbrella in her right. They walked towards me.
Wow, you're really a big boy now, taking an auto.
My mother said with a smile. I would have preferred grown man to big boy, but still I glowed with pride. As we started to move, Paolo turned to me. Big brother, you were really brave today, he said. It was nothing, I said, smiling. Someday you'll do this too. He looked at me as if I was God. As the auto roared through the flooded streets of our neighborhood, past the stores, the houses, I felt great. I had faced my fears and delivered. I had a brother who admired me, a mother who trusted me, and the memory of a little adventure for keeps. I had everything. I felt invincible. I had become a man.